All right. So this has been the most effective way I've been able to close deals, in my opinion. Out of everything you can do in a sale, this has been the most effective method for me as a salesman is handling obstacles. So Alex Ramosi will say obstacles are something that you disagree with that the prospect says before the close, and then objections are something that the prospect disagrees with you after the close, right? So an obstacle, something the prospect would say, for example, I don't have time. That's something I disagree with, okay? Now, after the close, right? When I say, okay, let's go ahead and do this, and the prospect says no, right? I don't have the money. They disagree with me, right? That's an objection, okay? Just to kind of differentiate the two. What I found to be the most efficient and effective way to close deals is handling obstacles. Obstacles, if left unaddressed, will become objections after the close, okay? So, a big thing that I really love to do is this belief breaking formula where you identify a belief that they have, right? Because it is my theory that any objection or obstacle is supported by false beliefs, okay? So, if you could look at support beams of a house, right? Instead of, or let's say they have this objection or this idea or this obstacle that is not serving them, okay? Instead of addressing that, I will address the support beams that are holding up this false, because you can handle the false statement that doesn't knock out the support beams. But if you knock out the support beams, the false statement, the false belief falls with it. Okay. So for example, the I don't have time. I'll stop it right there and I'll say, no, you do have time, right? Because you have the same 24 hours today as you did yesterday. You have the same 24 hours today as you will tomorrow. It's how you prioritize that time. And if there are people that were once in your situation that are now in the situation that you desire to be in, that means it's not time because they had the same amount of time that you had. So we have to get that out of the way. Okay. But it's basically breaking beliefs. So the belief breaking formula that Alex Ramosi uses from, this is in Gym Launch Secrets, by the way, the book. He got it from a friend. It's a 5-step framework. And it's state what they believe, state why it's wrong, show proof why it's wrong, show what is right, show proof why it's right. Okay? So start using that and start addressing the bullshit that people are saying before you get to the close. Okay? So if you disagree with something, right, it is my prerogative to now put them in a position of someone that has the same beliefs that I do, because I know that if they do get to that point, they will close and there won't be objections. There will just be emotions that they will learn how to handle themselves because I have set them up and prepared them by correcting their false beliefs, their incorrect statements, their false statements. So I have, right? So now when we get to the close, because I've handled the time, they know that they can't use that as an excuse. They can't stall, right? To me, anything that's not a yes and you giving me payment details and processing the payment is a stall. I don't care what it is. Oh, smoke screen objection, it's money. I don't care. You're not signing up. You're being non-compliant, right? So it's like, I want to prepare you as much as I can. Now, obviously, in my opinion, I'm great at handling objections, and that's a very worthwhile skill because it doesn't matter sometimes how much you prepare someone, they will still give you resistance, which is totally normal, by the way. That's totally normal, in my opinion. Okay, there are salespeople out there that are claiming objectionless closes. It's like, okay, whatever. But I just try to identify the false beliefs. That's the biggest thing. To recap this video, to not get all over the fucking place, the most efficient thing, if I could pick one skill, and this actually goes against what Alex says and whatnot when it comes to, he says you would pick closing. I would actually pick handling false statements, handling false beliefs before the close. Objection handling, in my opinion, is actually just that same skill. So I'm just objection handling throughout the call now, right? And I'm just hearing when they say something, right, and finding the false statement in it, addressing it, so that it doesn't come up as an objection later on, because it could, right? It might not be that idea, but that idea could have stemmed from the objection that they're going to give me. So if I handle that, hopefully it will reduce that, right? But I don't do it for the point of reducing objections. I do it for the point to get them in the correct mindset, right? To change their beliefs. So that would be the number one skill that I would use. If I could, pick one skill out of all, it wouldn't even be closing. It would be handling incorrect beliefs before the close, so that when I do close, they hopefully have the the false beliefs that would stop them from closing handled, and they're ready. Now I could just walk them through it. So yeah.